All right, I'm here with head football coach Jason Thoren in preparation for Saturday's matchup with Culver Stockton. Coach, Saturday's a new era for Baker football. What do you need to see from your guys to be successful on the field this year?
Well, I don't like to really think of it as, and I've always thought of this as not one era, but all of our eras, and that's been pretty important to me from the very beginning since I first got here, and for me it's Baker football is bigger than an era, and I try to sell that to the kids and moving forward and how we go, and I try to bring the past to light for them so they understand kind of where we are now, but where we come from more importantly, and that's important to me with such a great history. I want our kids to understand, and moving forward this weekend, we've had a long, hard camp, and longer than most years just because we were able to report a little earlier, and our camp was about a week longer than it normally is. So I think our guys are right now, they're chomping at the bit to play and get out and see, kind of see. I'm anxious to see who we are and what we have. I think I know, but until you get out there and see it. So there's always those first game things. How are we going to respond to adversity? All those types of things. So.
For sure. Like we talked about, you head to Canton, Missouri this weekend, take on Culver Stockton. Last year you beat them 51-10, but like we talked about earlier, it's a new season. What do you expect to see out of Culver Stockton this Saturday?
Well, I expect, last year they were primarily all sophomores. This year they're primarily all juniors. That group was kind of came up from freshmen moving on. Towards the tail end of the season, and really last year they played a lot of close games last year. I was impressed last year with them when they went and played Grandview, and Grandview kicked a late second field goal to beat them, and then they won their last two after that. They have a lot of kids that are excited about their program, and their coaching staff has done a great job with them. I've been very impressed, and I've been very impressed for a couple of years with their coaching staff, looking at them on tape. So yeah, it's going to be a big challenge going in there, and I knew that right away as soon as I saw the schedule come out what it was going to be, because I've been expecting them to do exactly what they've been doing for 2 years now. So we need to be very ready going in to play them.
Last year, talked a little bit about that already, but had a pretty balanced attack offensively, 216 yards on the ground and 257 yards through the air. Can we look to see more of the same of that on Saturday?
That's what we're shooting for. I think that what we want to do is be a balanced offense, and we've spent a great deal of time working on that throughout the camp, and we've been working on our running game more, and we've been working on our throwing game more, and so I would like, that's exactly where I'd like to see us, honestly. Now I think with an older group that can be a tougher challenge as well. As they progress, and if you really look at our rosters, we have a lot of juniors, and so we've been kind of battling back and forth, but we're not exactly the oldest team that you've ever seen, but I think we're a talented team, and so yeah, I'm excited to see kind of where we're at. I'm excited to see kind of where we take it, and I'm excited to watch our offensive line play. I'm excited to let those guys get out and play, and that's been an emphasis since for day one, that was going to be our emphasis, and that was going to be the cornerstone, and so I'm excited to watch them perform.
Marco Aguinaga, he started most of the games the second half of the season last year. He's going to start week 1 for us this year. Mm-hmm. What do you expect to see from him in kind of his second year of being the starting quarterback? Well,
the big thing for him, it's the second year of starting quarterback, but it's his first year in a new offense. So the biggest thing for him is to be able, how quick can he settle in? And I've been very, very impressed with Marco this camp. And he's a wonderful kid. He works hard. He cares about the game, certainly, and he's learning a lot of football. Whenever you learn a new offense, and there's a lot that's being asked of him. So for me, what I want to see him do is get into his comfort zone early, and just realize that it's not all on him. We have weapons all over the field, and you look left, you look right, we have weapons, and so for him, it's more about distributing the football and running the game essentially.
And then kind of shift over to the defensive side. You ran this defense for a really long time.
Yep.
Now Tucker Pauly takes over as the defensive coordinator. You have a lot of guys that played in meaningful games last season.
Yeah.
What do you expect from them heading into week 1?
I've been thoroughly impressed with our defense this camp, and you know, Tucker, Hayden, Caleb, Jerry, they've done a great job, and you know, we've added some players back and kind of moved some players around to more of a natural position. Our defensive line stood out well. Our linebackers have played extremely well, and I love our secondary. You know, I feel really good about our defense, and there's a lot of experience there. You know, getting back Grant Elston helps in the center of the field, along with Ivan Hollins now going into his junior year, where he's had 2 years to do it. So I think the knowledge that's back there is great. I love both of our corners. Our corners are new to the program, but they're very smart. So I think that's helpful going forward, and I've been very impressed with our D. And so, you know, I look forward to watching them get out there and do what they do.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck this weekend. Don't forget to tune in on Saturday at 6 p.m. as the Wildcats take on Culver Stockton. You can follow the live stream and the live stats at bakerwildcats.com, or you can listen to Baker Radio at bakerradio.org.